Hey everybody, and welcome to the music your parents listened to before you were born. Today we are going to be watching Flight to Cloud Castle, which, as I mentioned last time, I suspect is Hasbro's new attempt at the time, to bring in a new toy by having the ponies have to make some sort of epic quest to said Cloud Castle to rescue something, or steal something, or otherwise be generally ponish. So let's find out exactly what Cloud Castle is, where it is, and what sort of a toy it was by clicking the thing to watch the thing. Well, it seems to be starting happier than the last one.
This is exciting! Faster, Locket! Oh,
Okay,
catch it, Twilight!
apparently the ponies can now water ski on their own hooves by fluttering along.
Tag, you're it!
Okay, bird strike. What?
What was that? Some kind of huge bird, I think. And it looked like something was chasing it. But what would dare to
What?
chase a bird that big?
Yeah.
Come back here, you!
Wait,
Oh,
what?
Please come back!
Okay, we got animation errors all over the shop here.
Oh, all is lost! All is lost!
And somebody, please tell me whose voice that was. Or my editor will stick it up there.
Who are you? You have wings! Who you are doesn't matter. Come with me. Come on, let's go.
Okay, do not hassle the pony.
Where are we going? And why? And who are you?
My name is Garth, but does it matter to you where we're going?
Garth? That's a rather boring name for this setting, isn't it? I mean, not that Garth is a boring name, it's just that in the Ponyland, it seems to be a little bit basic.
You see my problem?
Well, actually, no.
My problem is that my true love is in an enchanted slumber in a floating castle that I can't catch. Can we at least get moving while I tell it? I'm in a hurry, you know.
Of course we can, darling. Oh, you poor tragic thing. Oh, let's go.
And of course, Heartthrob falls for the love story.
My true love is named Ariel. Her father was a wizard who cast a spell that put her to sleep in a floating castle.
So they're essentially retelling Sleeping Beauty.
He did this so only the man who is in love enough to brave the dangers of the floating castle, reach the chamber wherein she sleeps, kiss and awaken her, will be good enough to marry her.
Okay, so yes, essentially, it's Sleeping Beauty for anyone who can get hold of anything with wings.
I would climb a mountain, I would cross the desert, or sail the ocean blue.
Yikes, okay. Yep. Toothy fish.
If I were asked by my true love.
Although, to be fair, your true love probably wouldn't ask you to do any of those things. You know, it's kind of a... It's kind of a, you know, I would do these things for you, but you would never ask me to, because, you know, love.
It moves around, so we'll have to search a little, okay?
We'll find it, don't worry. Won't we, Locket?
Well, it could be literally anywhere, but yeah, I'm sure we'll stumble across it eventually.
Locket? Hey, I found something. Look!
It's a cloud that looks slightly different to the other clouds.
It's certainly large. How do we get in?
I don't know.
Try the door.
The legend says there are challenges to be faced.
Okay, that could get in the way. Okay, this cloud castle, I'm noticing a distinct lack of cloudage involved. Around it, maybe. Under it, or part of it, less so. Great, so the first challenge you've got to face is that it's actively trying to get away from you.
If anyone can go that high, it's you, Locket. You can do it.
We've seen how high they can go before. Okay, apparently she can get up that high and she's not taking him with her.
Hooray!
Oh, this isn't going to work.
See, what you need to do is you need to herd it. You need the one with Garth waiting, have the other two herd it towards you and cut it off at the pass.
No, we won't. You ponies can't fly fast enough or high enough.
Dude, so much for I would do anything. You know, first challenge poses a bit of trouble. It's not worth bothering. Give up.
If we approach from different sides, one of us will be able to land.
That's essentially what I said. Okay, you've not quite got it cut off. It can still move at sort of that angle. And, of course, there's other challenges once you get close enough.
Part of the wizard's spell, I'd guess. It's supposed to scare us away.
It looks like an Undine.
Let us pass.
Did they really think that would work? Let us pass! Alright, there you go.
You're soaked. I'm fine.
It's lucky she's not a flutter pony. Get wet like that? Pfft, not a chance of flying.
Ha, this'll be easy.
Yeah, less so. Okay, I would take my chances with the water bloke. I mean, okay, he might get you wet, but he won't roast you. And it's escaped.
We'll never get into the castle.
Dude! Perseverance! You've faced 2 challenges so far, and you've given up on both.
We need a new plan. Didn't you have some rope in that sack of yours?
No, I think you need a plan that involves someone who's not an absolute wuss. Seriously, they're going to tie the castle to a mountain. They're going to tie down the castle. Yeah. I was thinking there might be something that would stop that working, like, you know, anything it could do. How did they possibly think that would work? Okay, he's no longer on any of them. And there we go. Okay, the cliffhanger is that the ones that can fly are being thrown into the side of a cliff. The one who can't is being thrown into the side of a cliff, and he will then fall to his death. I'm gonna be honest, though. If this wizard set these challenges so that only the bravest and strongest could overcome them, he's not living up to that title so far. Garth is so far living up to the title of someone who heard about this, thought, you know what, I reckon I can do that, and then has discovered it's not quite as easy and is giving up at every opportunity. Let's watch part 2, shall we, and see if he actually manages to wake up this princess one true love of his, or if he's just gonna get to the final challenge and go, you know what, it's not worth it, I'm off home. Okay, yep, there's the cliff. And what? What? When did you...
Did you do that?
Okay, when did you establish that you had magic powers?
Well, I am a gnome, and gnomes have powers over earth and stone.
Okay, you've got powers over earth and stone. Why not build a spire up to it? Why not get the ground itself to lift you to the castle? That castle seems to be floating on magical, admittedly, floating stone. Bring it down!
The castle is magically protected. I can't do anything with the stone in it unless I'm inside.
If we could just find a way to dry up the Undine. Yeah, or put out the salamander's flame.
2 opposing forces, just bring them together.
It's a perfect plan. We'll just use them against each other.
There we go.
It just might work.
It just might work. It'll work better than anything you've come up with so far, mate.
Undine! Your mother wears galoshes!
Yoo-hoo, salamander!
They don't
Your
seem
fire's
that bothered.
not that
Look,
hot.
Salamander doesn't seem that bothered that you're there at the moment. Just ignore him and go land. Okay, he is a lot bigger than he was earlier. Okay, earlier he didn't just need his breath to summon the water, he could, you know, just... And there's the water, that fire even. Water, it's a new kind of fire that is slightly moister, but still just as good.
We need a guide.
I think I might be able to provide that. Show us the way to Ariel.
What? Okay, is this a new conveniently contrived gnome power that we haven't seen yet?
It was nothing. Let's not waste any more time.
It was nothing. No, it wasn't nothing. We'd like an explanation, please.
Be careful, ponies. Just because we're inside doesn't mean it's safe.
Well, I'd have thought that once you were inside, it would be even less safe, because that's where there'd be more traps. Like that. Okay. He's sucked up his last puddle.
Oh my. Oh, this is so wonderful.
Don't worry, one day it'll happen for you, Heartthrob.
Look out!
Yeah, there we go. I thought so. So the Undine can summon water. Why didn't he just refill them out?
We've got to stop them so that Goth can awaken Ariel with a kiss. Oh, really? I thought we had to stop them because they'll make baked Alaska out of us if we don't.
Yeah, that too.
My wings are soaked. I can't fly.
Well, that didn't affect anyone earlier.
Help! Thanks, Heartthrob.
Okay, he didn't actually seem that bothered about roasting her, just sort of scaring her a bit.
Get us out of here!
Okay. He was on fire a bit then.
Nothing can happen to my true love.
No, nothing can. They're there to protect her, remember? You know, to keep her away from the likes of you. Or vice versa.
Now is our chance. Jump on, Garth.
So what, you're just gonna leave her there? No? Okay, they're going forward. She was on fire. That bed was actually on fire. So much for the protectors and keeping only all but the worthy away.
Oh my goodness! Ferdinand, Andrew.
What?
Oh, thank you. Look there! Oh my goodness! My dear boys!
So once again, servants who've been transformed.
My name is Ferdinand, and this is Andrew.
We were the suitors for the hand of Ariel that made her father cast this spell.
What?
These boys cause so much trouble. My father made them my protectors all these years.
That's a little bit harsh. And what's more, protectors? One of them set her on fire.
Thank you all very much for coming and waking me. And now I must be going.
Wait, what?
I woke you from the spell. You're supposed to be mine now.
Dude, let's not get creepy here.
But it's not fair.
The spell's over now that Ariel's awake. The castle's starting to fall.
You didn't leave
Okay.
the castle before you woke me?
And you're telling me that the wizard who did all of this didn't think that through? Didn't think that, hang on, maybe whoever wakes her up might not bring the castle down first? No, just make it, you know, the magic's gone and...
Garth, do something!
Why should I bother? I don't care anymore.
How could you?
Please! You've got to help us!
Anyone with wings, you might want to use them now.
Please, not for my sake, but for theirs. Any moment the whole castle will crash. That's it, come on!
Wow, he would really let them all crash to the ground because she wasn't interested in him.
Make the ground soft, Garth, like you did before.
Oh, all right.
Please come back inside!
You could fly!
You could fall. You're all falling already. I don't think falling off the balcony is actually going to stop that. In fact, if she fell off the balcony, she might have been able to spread her arms and just fall a little bit slower. She'd have been able to watch the castle drop.
Well, I guess you'll be on your way now to begin your new life.
Just a moment. Garth's right. It's not fair.
No, he's not right. Just because he woke her up with a smooch doesn't mean that she is obliged to immediately fall in love with him.
Are you sure you won't change your mind? Well, there's always that possibility.
And there we go. Okay, so the end of that seems to be that she's willing to give him a chance. Okay, now, yeah. I can imagine back in the 80s that was kind of okay, but nowadays there are several reasons that cartoon probably wouldn't have made it to air. Though I'm going to be honest, it had the sort of message that era needed, especially in its cartoons at least, in its stories, that just because you have helped a woman out of a situation that she was in of no fault or choice of her own doesn't mean that she's obliged to fall in love with you. You know, no matter what you do for anyone, they are allowed to make their own choices about who they're with. And just because you do something nice for someone doesn't mean you should expect them to reciprocate. I mean, you can be crazy about someone. That's all well and good. If they don't feel the same way about you, accept that. Don't get pushy, because that's when you start to get creepy, and that's when restraining orders get involved. Though I may be thinking a little too deeply into this, that was a weird one in various ways. Sort of creepy message to it of, in these fairy tales, which of course is kind of along those lines when you think about it, that the story that if you wake someone up with a kiss, like Sleeping Beauty, wake her up with a kiss and all of a sudden she's in love with you and will marry you and everyone's happy ever after. So yeah, from the flip side of that to generally being transformed into elementals against your will because you tried to win someone's heart, to a wizard who couldn't think through to, right, maybe someone who does wake up this girl isn't going to realise that you've got to land the castle first. Oh, this one has bamboozled me, and I think I'd best leave it there before my liberal left-wing snowflakey self comes out and has something to say about it. As if there's anything that guy hasn't said already. Oh, boy. Okay, well, please join me next time when I will be watching The Ice Cream Wars, which, with the way this series has been going, will probably be a literal war. There will be bloodshed. There will be massacres over whether strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla are best, which are all patently ridiculous because mint choc chip is obviously superior to all of them. Except bacon ice cream. Yes, bacon ice cream is a thing. I have had it. It was homemade by a friend and it was incredible. Yeah, take that back about mint choc chip. Bacon ice cream is the supreme, superior ice cream. I'm going to stop talking there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
You have wings! Who you are doesn't matter.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
Come with me. Come on, let's go. Don't waste time. Come on, you.
If you touch me again, I'll kill you.
Where are we going? And why? And who are you?
My name is
John C.
There it is.
It's certainly large.
That's what she said!
We'll find a way in.
No, we won't. You ponies can't fly fast enough or high enough.
Screw you too.
Show us the way to Ariel.
That's great. How'd you do that?
I don't know!
Goth's right. It's not fair. Yeah. Are you sure you won't change your mind?
Oh, hell no.